Well, hello and welcome, everybody. This is Randy Replay. Brooklyn Beats football is back on the air and online. Today we go to the crown jewel of the South, AT&T Stadium, as we take on the Cowboys. As you see on the bottom left side of the screen, the news ticker. Somebody tweeted out that the Dallas Cowboys defense is as weak as they come. Start every Beats player you have. #fantasyfootball. So that will be good to know as we wrap up our 4-game away stats before coming home against the Patriots and the Panthers. Of course, we play PP back-to-back. No, nothing. Okay. So the Brooklyn Beats have a stranglehold on the NFC North with a 2-game lead over the Detroit Lions, and then the Packers and Bears rounding out the bottom of the division. The Bears, throughout this whole series, all 3 years, have finished at least the bottom 2 spots. I do believe. At least last season. I don't know about the first season because it was so long ago. Anyway, we're going to showcase one player that I think will have a bounce back second half of the season here. We go to the running back spot, and it's Justin Sandman Vandershoff here. We are going to take a look at his stats for the season, and as you will see, as the season rolls on, he has gotten increasingly better. His best statistical game came last week against the Lions when he rushed for 21 carries, 114 yards, 5.4 average per carry, 1 touchdown, no fumbles, 2 broken tackles, 44 yards after contact, and then longest run of 20. Every single stat category better or tied his year-long average. With the exception of rushing touchdowns, that's the only tying. But he got the most yardage, as you can see, as the season rolled on. 8 for 37, 9 for 37, 16 for 53, 19 for 83. And that average yards per carry crept back up to 5.4. In the receiving game, even had a catch, 7 yards. Longest catch of the season went for 35. Anyway, we're just about ready for kickoff. We're going to do what we do every single week here and take a look at the injury report for both teams. Jesse Peterson with that broken collarbone. 1 more week, he will be back for the Patriots game at home. He's been out pretty much the entire season. And then the broken collarbone for Chimakwa, 3 more weeks there. As we take a look at the Cowboys now. Randy Gregory, right outside linebacker. 74 overall, broken collarbone. A very popular injury here. And then Des Bryant, that partial PCL tear, he's out for 2 more weeks. And then Tyron Smith, their left tackle. 97 overall. ACL tear partial. Out for 4 more weeks. So look for that left side of Josiah Russell and Kevin Stark, as well as that left outside linebacking core of Thomas Cross and not Richard Nolte, but Dan Nolte, rather, to play into a factor, because I don't think they have good backups there. Their starting line is the best in the NFL. But, yeah, so look for them to have a huge impact on this game. And we haven't had a sack here in a couple games, I do believe. I know we didn't have any against the Lions. The rookie made us look like he was Peyton Manning or something. I know I said that during the game. But, hey, we're going to get you out to kickoff here at AT&T Stadium. This has been Randy Replay. I will see you at halftime.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we should have a fun one on our hands. It's the Cowboys coming in at 3-2, going up against the Beats, who come in at 4-1. With that, we'll send you out to Arlington, Texas. Here's Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Brooklyn Beats and the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Guyton, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for Brooklyn, our visitors, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the veteran Tony Romo.
I enjoy watching him play. When he's in rhythm, when he's locked in, when things are going right, it almost looks like he's just slinging it downfield. And he does that with accuracy and touch and really knows how to inspire his team.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Now Elliott, no gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. And just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Here we go. Black 35. Black 35.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. No, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So the Cowboys will punt it on 4th down. As on is the veteran Chris Jones to kick it away.
Come on. Pump it up, baby. Let's get live.
This is taken at about the 14. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
Now let's go. Boom, landed.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
3 yards remaining here on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Seven yards to go on 2nd down.
Let's go. Green 39.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. The linebacker, Anthony Hitchens, there on the stop. So the offense dealing with a 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. They go to Elliott again. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Taken in at the 11. Gun. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here that's complete. And now off to the races down the right side. The 20. And touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. 76 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play. Defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. Make sure that they don't start finger pointing with each other, because oftentimes when a touchdown's given up, you say, okay, where did that?
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
For an interception.
After under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen? And out comes the field goal unit here. From the right hash, this from 53. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12 to 3.
In the NFL there, just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 5th touchdown now on the year.
Turn around, hand it to the big fella, and let him get forward for a first down.
Looking left side, and it's complete. 22 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good enough for the first.
Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll set up a throw. Escaping the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete from the right hash. And this one just a chippy. And his kick is right there. It's good. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the lead is cut to 2 now. It's 15-13.
Lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A pickup there of 37. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. 20. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense.
Those, and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
He'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off, didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll give it to him right up the gut. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Cowboys haven't been able to find the same rhythm they had a week ago. The Beats have done a good job upsetting their rhythm, and that shows on the scoreboard. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half.
And hello and welcome to your halftime break. The Brooklyn Beats nursing a 2-point lead in a weird score, 15-13 here. Oh, excuse me. Must have been that bad soda I had. Anyway, I'm going to get you into these halftime stats now. The defense has played amazing, holding Ezekiel Elliott to 79 yards and 189 total yards of offense for the Brooklyn Beats. Player stats, leaders just for Brooklyn. Kenny Erickson with a 95.8 QB rating. He is 10 for 18. That is 55% completion percentage. For those of you that don't know how to do math or didn't look over here. 238 yards. He has the touchdown and the interception. Justin Vanderhoff leads the team with 10 carries, 28 yards, averaging 2.8 per carry with 14 yards after contact. Look for him to get a steady amount of the carries here in the second half. When you're good, you got to go to the hot hand. Danny Hendricks, Super Bowl MVP from last year, 3 carries, 9 yards. Receiving, Luke Slazewski, 2 catches, 114 yards, and 1 touchdown. That is with a run after catch of 97, averaging 57 yards per catch. That is what we're used to seeing from him. Good to see him get back. Josh Gable, 2 for 11. Darian Wilson, 2 for 25. And Anthony Bisbee, 2 for 68. Nobody cares about blocking, so we're going to go to defense and look at total tackles, and we have a chance for a double-double at the end of this game. If you don't know what that is, that means we have 2 defensive tackle leaders with double digits. Thaddeus Rosu with 8, Zachary Anderson and Aaron Nelson split with 6. We had 1 sack from Drew Ward, who plowed through Ezekiel Elliott the way to Tony Romo. We do have a safety from Thaddeus Rosu, of course. Kicking, Brandon Baker is 2 for 2, 100%, longest of 53, and 1 for 1 on extra points. Punting, Taylor Pulleen, 1 punt, 60 yards, 60 yards. It went out of bounds on its tip at the 1-yard line. So that is very good. Of course, the 1 punt inside the 20 down to the 1. Kick returns, Robert Dunkels has 1 for 27 yards, and Watts Gallery has 1 for 26. Sean Clausen gets the safety punt for 14 yards. And then punt returns, Robert Nichols with 9 off of 1 punt. So the problem I saw in the first half was converting on big spots. Of course, we were in the red zone. Actually, we're going to go in there and look at our red zone percentage. We were in there a couple times here. Red zone percentage, 1 for 2. And we just get a field goal. So there at the end of the game, at the end of the first half, we're trying to punch it in. Could not do it. 1 for 4th, and the defense holds. So tried to go to Luis Gonzalez. Tried to go to, I can't remember who it was in the back of the end zone, but he had an angle, just didn't come down with the ball. So we're going to get this second half underway. This has been Randy Replay. I will see you after the game.
You didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again.
There he goes left side. Past the 20. Touchdown. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. They fake the give to Elliott. Now Romo. He's going to float this one deep right side. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. It would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction. And found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Second and manageable.
Now a play fake, and it's Romo letting one go deep for the end zone. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will cut the lead down to 13.
Middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the stick.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. You pass the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Up your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. He's got time. Look at the time. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold up the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 20. And all the way in. A great play there. 77 yards. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. The third time today. This one from 35 yards away. And this one is right through. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. To throw on second down is Romo. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Cowboys. Cameron Meredith, his third touchdown now on the year. This one back. And it looks like this one won't work out. Ham's team able to secure the football. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, they've got it down to the 3, but now this is 3rd and goal. Now a handoff Handoff looking right. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal.
All right, now look at 56.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And they keep the winning streak alive. A big victory today.
And not only that, they serve notice to everyone else on their schedule. They are now the team that no one wants to play. They are rolling.
So for Brooklyn, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Dallas, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long, everybody.
And with that so long, we welcome you back up here into the booth. This lovely, spacious, exotic booth of AT&T Stadium, where Randy Replay will finish this video out. A 46-26 Brooklyn beats victory. We're going to get into these player stats, get you back to the main screen where we will preview the game against the Patriots. Kenny Erickson ends the day with 112.4 QB rating. 11 for 20, that is 55% completion percentage. For those of you that don't know how to do math or didn't look over here. 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the 1 interception in the first half. Smeagol came in at about midway through the third quarter. He had a QB rating of 150.0. Wow, 3 for 4, 75% completion percentage, 44 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, this 1 touchdown was very, very controversial as we did not need to score. There was 1 second left on the clock, but as you can see, he pointed to the camera. I bet there was some bad blood down there on the field, as there always is discussions in between plays, so they must have said, yeah, you're not getting in, you're not getting in, so we'll definitely get an answer on that. We did have an injury. Juwan Winters left the field there in the second half, so we'll see what happens with all of that. Justin Vanderschaff, again, another game, 2 straight games with over 100 yards rushing, 19 carries, 154 yards, and 1 touchdown. And his average yards per carry, 8.1. 1 broken tackle, 24 yards after contact. Danny Henricks, 9 carries, 11 yards. Travis Parker, 5 for 24. Sam Gable, 5 for 24. Kenny Erickson, 2 for 12. Excuse me. Smeagol Expert, 1 for 2. And Peterson, 1 for 5. Receiving, Darian Wilson, 1 off in this game. 5 for 125 and 2 touchdowns. Anthony Bisbee, 3 for 87. Luke Slazewski, 2 for 114 and a touchdown. Josh Gable, 2 for 11. Luis Gonzalez, 1 for 3. Blake Letelier, 1 for 17. And Lou Wang targeted once, and he dropped his only target there on the big 3rd down play. Nobody cares about blocking, and we're going to go to defense. Look at total tackles, and we're going to double. Aaron Nelson with 12. Thaddeus Rosu with 11 tackles. Zachary Anderson with 8, Kevin Stark with 7, Matthew Arnzo with 6, Xavier Rhodes, Paul Fritchie, Sean Clausen with 5, Scott Rithwell with 4, hey, Jacob Pickering with 4, and Jacob Pickering came in for the injured Juwan Winters. So within a quarter and a half about worth of work, he did 4 tackles. Thomas Cross with 4, Robert Nichols with 3, Juwan Winters with 3 before exiting the game. Drew Ward with 3, Otis McMillan with 3, Tevin Fair with 3, Josh Fitzer with 2, Richard Southey, Jeremy Lindsay, Luis Gonzalez, Justin Lewis, Danny Pickering, and Anthony Bisbee each had 1 sacks. We added a couple here in the second half of this one. Drew Warren and Thomas Cross with 1, and Kevin Stark and Tevin Fair will split 1. We had 1 pick 6 by Danny Pickering. Pass deflections by Matthew Arnsdorf, Thaddeus Rosu, who had a big game, I think. One of the best games in this series for Thaddeus Rosu, and Zachary Anderson with 1. Forced fumbles, we had 1 by Sean Clausen, recovered by Tony Romo. No blocks, we did have a safety and a defensive touchdown by Thaddeus Rosu and Danny Pickering, respectively. Kicking, Brandon Baker, 3 for 3, 100%. Luggins at 53. He was 5 for 5 on extra points. Punting, Taylor Pauline added a couple more punts here. 3 for 154, netting 133. Kick returns, Robert Nichols, 1 for 27. Watts Gallery, 4 for 100. Not having the same spunk he did yesterday as he returned it for a touchdown. Sean Clausen, 1 for 14. And Josh Fitzer, 1 for 3 off the onside kick attempt. Robert Nichols, 3 for 35. So there you have it. Once again, the Brooklyn Beats victorious, 46-26. We're going to get you back to the main screen where we will preview next week's home game against the Patriots. And welcome back to the main screen. The 3-3 Patriots come home to play the 5-1 Brooklyn Beats with trade deadline next week. And we do have an injury on defense. Juwan Winters, the rookie. We'll see if we need to make a move here as we take a look at the injury report. Oh my goodness. So Jesse Peterson comes back, but Juwan Winters will be out for 6 more weeks with a broken collarbone. Seems to be a very, very popular injury. And then we take a look at the Patriots just for fun. Rob Gronkowski with a broken collarbone, out 2 more weeks. So that is a big injury there for the Patriots. Your score again for the Cowboys game, as you can see, 46-26 Brooklyn Beats taking care of the Dallas Cowboys on the road with that controversial touchdown. Just throwing sportsmanship out the window. There has to have been something said there on the field, but yeah, as we look ahead, we have the Patriots and Panthers and Jets, and then we have the bye week. The ever important bye week there in Week 10. This has been Randy Replay. I'll see you in the next one.